You all set, Brian?
Yep.
All right. We'll call the meeting of the zoning board of appeals, June 14th to order. Call meeting to order. We've got a recording of attendance here. Article 2, we will go on to the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Article 3, approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Support. Motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Article 4, this is where we open up to the public for any non-agenda item. If anyone would like to come forward and speak.
I think you can do the minutes first, right?
Yes. All right, I'll do the minutes first. Article 4, minutes of the May 10th meeting. Entertain a motion. Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We'll call this one Article 5 then. Acknowledgement of visitors. Anyone that would like to speak on non-agenda items? Anyone on Zoom? There, all right, we'll move on to Article 6, case number 22-3709.
All right, so here the applicant is requesting a variance to allow for the existing home located at 2637 Buttrick to be removed while allowing an accessory building to remain on the property. So the applicant owns 2637 Buttrick, but also owns and lives on the adjacent parcel to the west, 7779 Silverthorne. Currently, there's an old farmhouse or house located at 2637 Buttrick, along with a detached garage and 2 barns. The applicant would like to remove all of the buildings except the larger barn that's on that property. So the zoning ordinance requires that a home be located on the property in order to have an accessory building. So if a home is removed, then any accessory buildings are also required to be removed at that time. And that is unless a new home is going to be built shortly after. The applicants indicated that this time they do not have any plans to build a new home on the property. What makes this a little different is that the property is currently a conforming parcel, so it does meet all of our zoning standards. So in the packet there, I did lay out what I believe are some of the following options available to the property owner at this time. So one, they could obviously leave the home on the property and no variance is needed because it's a conforming parcel. If the home is removed, then they'd also remove all the accessory buildings so that the property remains in compliance. If the home's removed, they can then construct a new home so that the property is brought back into compliance, typically require that home to be built within a year. Then also if the home is removed, they could receive a variance to allow for the large barn to be located on a vacant parcel. And then another option is if the home is removed, they can then combine the 2 properties that they own and receive a variance to allow for the large barn to be located in what would then be the front yard area of the combined parcel. So after discussing or giving the applicant a few options, they decided to move forward with applying for a variance to combine the properties and then to leave the barn. So this would result in the barn being in the front yard area, since that combined parcel would have frontage both along Silverthorne and now along Buttrick, since they're combined. I do want to note that when reviewing that 7779 Silverthorne property, I did find that it is a flag lot where there's a narrow 33-foot wide strip or flag that extends out to Silverthorne. So that flag results in that parcel not meeting our minimum width requirements. So that parcel would be considered legal non-conforming. Because of this, if the applicant wanted to split that property back out in the future, they'd most likely need to apply for another variance. Then the lot split could not be processed administratively because the Silverthorne parcel would then not meet our minimum width requirements. So that's something that they should have taken into consideration as well. So the barn that the applicant would like to have remain is approximately 30 by 42 feet and has setbacks of approximately 81 feet to the side property line and 190 feet to the front property line. The barn is located behind the home on the parcel immediately to the south, so it would not appear to be in the front yard to that neighbor. We have granted variances in the past for buildings located in the front yard where it's been demonstrated that a hardship exists or that there are unique or exceptional circumstances present. So given that the barn is an existing building, that the other 2 accessory buildings will be removed, and the fact that the barn would appear to be in the side yard of the neighboring property are reasons that the variance appears to be justified for that request. So at this time, staff are recommending approval of the variance as requested to allow for the home located on the property to be removed while the large barn remains and the adjacent properties are combined, resulting in that building being located in the front yard of the combined parcel.
Any questions of staff?
Yes, I have one. There's on the aerial photograph showing the barn, one shows a white configuration, a rectangle just to the immediate south of the barn. Is that currently existing?
Looks like a camper maybe.
It might be a camper there, actually.
Okay, but it's not a structure per se.
I don't believe so, and the applicant can probably confirm that as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We will open it over to the project presentation. If the applicant would like something to say.
Evening, Commissioners.
Just name and address for record.
Yes, my name is Attorney Sam Kilberg from Dykma. Address is 39577 Woodward Avenue, Suite 300, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 48304. And I represent John and Linda Jipping, the owners of the parcel who are seeking this variance. Now, as the staff correctly pointed out, this is really a variance to preserve the existing barn on the property. So as you can see from the aerials, there is a home as well as another barn that's kind of run down and dilapidated, and those are going to be torn down. But this barn, when looking at it, actually dates back to 1906. And so the applicant really wants to preserve and is going to put in money to rehabilitate it and doesn't want to, tear down such a historical building. So they do want to combine the properties and leave that barn as place. In reviewing the ordinance and based on the Cascade Township zoning ordinance, specifically section 23071B, so this variance does meet all of the requirements for a practical hardship, as staff does agree. And we're really just asking you to follow the staff's recommendation for an approval. And if you have any questions, the Jippings are here as well, and I can answer any questions you may have.
Questions?
The camp, that's a camper. Sorry, to answer the one question that did come up. Yeah, that is not there no longer. That it was a movable camper.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I move to go into public hearing.
Second. Motion and support. Anyone or all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we are open public hearing. Any comments or concerns of the public?
Brian, we get this one letter. Anything else?
That's all I received.
Okay,
Move to close public hearing.
second. Motion and support to close public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We'll bring it back to the commission for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, this situation has so many obvious, unique circumstances that staff has pointed out. The applicant is combining two parcels. This is a historic building. The applicant is not responsible for the location and the age of the barn. Removing the other two accessory buildings is a step in the right direction. They're doing everything right. And with that, I make a motion to approve the variance as staff has laid out.
Second. We have motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, and thank you for preserving the barn.
Thank you.
We'll go on to Article 7, case number 22-3710.
So here the applicant's requesting a 6-month extension of a previous variance for the use of a temporary building during the construction of a detached garage and interior remodel work at the home at 6389 Burton. The property owner has an approximately 8-foot by 20-foot shipping container on their property that they're utilizing for storage while work is being completed on their home and until a detached garage is constructed. So that shipping container was brought to our attention by a neighbor in March of 2021, and the property owner was then required to apply for a variance in order to allow the shipping container to remain as a temporary building. So they were granted a 6-month variance in May of 2021, and then were granted a first 6-month extension in November. So that extension has expired this past May. So they were applying for a second extension since the interior remodel and garage work has not been able to be completed yet. So the applicant has stated that the storage container is being used to hold a variety of materials needed for the interior work that must be kept out of the weather. So it's kept in that structure then. It will then be used to hold supplies for the garage as well when that starts. The applicant stated that they have had delays in finding materials and contractors for the work, which has pushed the work back further than they anticipated. They do still have open building permits for the interior remodel work being done on the home. Before any decision is made, I believe it would be helpful to have the applicant speak to the estimated timeline for completion of the interior remodel work and then construction of the detached garage as well.
Okay, any questions of staff?
Did you get any letters on this issue from any neighbors?
I have not, no.
Okay. All right, thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Applicant would like to present. Okay. You can just do a, yeah. Can you please? We just need name and address for, just for. We'll start.
We're almost there.
Okay. Name and address for. record, just so we
Harold
get it.
Goring, 6389 Burton Street, Southeast, Grand Rapids.
Welcome back.
Again.
Not by wishes, I must say. It's been a challenge dealing with contractors. And now we're in the painting stage on the interior of the house. Of course, as you remember, my only plan here was to insulate it. And because of the weakness of that addition, the other half of the house is now in the landfill. So this is all new. Well, it has delayed building my garage because I don't like my vehicles outside. If you notice, they're all undercover. But I tried to show on those pictures that it's, you got to really look for it to see it. But that's, I would say the project in the house is probably another month or two out. I just got the survey for the property. I got the bill, but I haven't seen the paperwork yet. And I've talked to the builder about designing, and I guess that's underway right now for the garage. It's actually a carriage house is what I'm trying to get built. To kind of stay with the times a little bit. Been very frustrating living in a construction zone. No heat on half the house, no air conditioning or vents. So, and the windows will have to be closed because they're trying to paint it. You know, dust. I could cry on your shoulders a lot longer, but trust me, I'm trying to get this job done. I don't have anything. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Just one comment I'd like to make. I probably go by this house 3 and 4 times a day. I think you're doing a great job. It just, the exterior looks great. My wife and I refer to it as the Mackinac Island house.
Oh, thank you. The landscapers will be in probably in the fall, so it'll really look cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you for your cooperation and hope you can help me. Thank you.
What is your best estimate as to when you'll be complete?
You know, that was asked last time. Dealing with contractors and materials has been, it was COVID, and then now it was supplies. And when you're dealing with a small little project like that, these folks at the electricians and plumbers, I got to pull them off somebody else's job to work on mine.
Do you have a general
I-
contractor or are you acting as the construction manager?
Not really. I have a builder that's doing that, and he's doing a real good job. It's just time. You know, I don't know what to say, but anyhow. Hopefully we won't have the material problems building the carriage house and we can move right along. I'd say it's going to be, I have no idea, 3 months, 4 months. I asked for 6 because of these, so many unknowns.
Do you feel like once you get the building
Pardon?
framed, once the building's framed up and shelled in, everything's pretty much done with the,
Yeah, I want to get it
Cargo.
framed in as quickly
Okay.
as possible. Yeah,
Okay.
waiting for the drawings right now.
all right.
When I've driven up Cascade Point, I noticed the storage trailer is pretty well screened from the road there by all the trees.
Yeah, the pine
and,
trees,
uh,
yeah.
Norway spruce.
You
or
have to be
whatever it
really
is.
looking for it to see it,
Yeah.
so.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Uh,
Move it going to public hearing.
Second.
Motion and support for opening public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We are in public hearing, open public hearing. Anybody want to address the board? Anyone online want to address the board? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to close.
Motion to close.
Support. Motion and support to close public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Back to the commission for discussion.
There are circumstances obviously out of the applicant's hands, and we all really recognize that. So with that, I make a motion that we approve the variance as requested with staff's condition.
Second.
Just 6 months.
Motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. On to item Article 8, any other business?
Just a reminder that we have our special meeting June 28th, so 2 weeks from today. So make sure that's all on your calendar still.
All right. Appreciate it. And Article 9, to entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
Yes.
The end of the day is.